Good time zones, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the last Coliseum known as a Bristol Motor Speedway. Today, the Monday Night Variety Pack Series takes to these high banks for 80 action-packed laps as we get ready for round number 2 of the season. Last week in Daytona, it was kind of a little bit chaotic, but let me tell you what, if you don't want chaotic, well, you're definitely in the wrong place, because tonight you're going to see some amazing side-by-side door-to-door racing right here at the world's fastest half mile. And I don't say that very lightly about mini tracks, because let me tell you what, Bristol Motor Speedway is like no other. This fast track always brings amazing racing, big crashes, and you know what? If you're able to conquer Bristol, then you will be the reigning champ of all time, because Bristol is definitely not one that you want to mess with. These drivers are getting ready to finish out here with practice before they head over into qualifying. So let's go ahead and let's come on down and speak with Jay Rush. Hey Jay Rush, this is Mike up in the booth. You got a copy? Jay, we are absolutely in for an amazing ride tonight, as you guys are getting ready to tackle this big half mile. What are you expecting here tonight?
I'm hoping to really last besides winning, obviously. You know, it's a night and day difference, man. You know, we're going from this super big track to this little, almost a paperclip with banking here, so got a lot of cars crowded in here tonight. We've been turning some laps, trying to get people out and see how they do running door to door. So we're just going to try to work our way up front. Been talking to some guys. The key that I'm hearing is to get a good qualifying position, so that way I don't have to work my way up. But we'll see how it goes, man. This track temperature is getting colder. It feels like it's getting a little faster. We're laying some rubber down. So we're just going to hope that we can keep it clean and work our way up towards the front.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll let you finish up practice here. You have a good one, all right?
Yes, sir. Have a good one now.
Absolutely. Alrighty, let's head over here to the All Day Racing family here. Hey, Days, how are you guys doing today?
Great, how are you?
Well, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. It's Mike up here in the booth. Last week was a little bit chaotic for all three of you. What you guys got planned for tonight?
Well, it lasted a little longer than we did last time.
Yeah.
Well, I
What
mean,
you talking about? I got clean race. I got second last time.
Not
Yeah.
all of us did. Yeah, I guess I should speak for myself.
yeah, I mean, we're definitely in for a big treat.
Just try to stay clear-headed and, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we're definitely in for a treat, but how's the cars handling for you guys out there today?
I feel like I'm doing pretty decent. Learning a little bit as we go. Practicing the bump and run, so in case we need it. But hopefully everything goes clean and we stay out of the trouble.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a great great plan there, but I will let you guys go, and you guys have fun out there today.
All right, thank you.
All right, man,
Appreciate
thank you.
Alrighty, let's pop down here and talk with Blake Hewlett and Wayne Graves. How you guys doing today?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. How are you feeling about tonight, Blake? And how's the car treating you so far?
Well, normally Bristol's my favorite track, but I'm awfully loose in the turns, so we'll see what happens. I don't feel like I'm going to be fast, so I'm just going to have to work my way through the field and avoid wrecks, I think.
I got you. And Mr. Wayne Graves, how are you doing today? And how's the track treating you?
I'm about the same as Blake. Really struggling on exit. Struggling a little bit in the middle, but middle pretty comfortable. The exit's definitely gonna be a problem. Let's see where it goes from here.
Yes, sir. I know we're getting ready to switch over into qualifying, so I'll let you guys go. You guys, good luck, have fun, and we'll catch you at the end of this.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
All right, well, we talked to a few of these drivers as they get ready for this side-by-side action racing going on here at Bristol. A lot of back and forth about, you know, cars struggling a little bit, handling a little loose, but some people out there, they are feeling that everything is doing good for them. Before we get to the action here tonight, as you see one of them upside down, let's go ahead and take a quick look here at the schedule. I kind of just moved it on myself. But let's go ahead and pop up the schedule right here for you guys. So after tonight at Bristol, we're going to head over and do some dirt racing in the Pro 2 Lights over at Wild West. That is an absolute fun track to run. And then in 2 weeks, starting for March, we will be heading to Road Atlanta in the GT3s. And then we're going to take the legend cars out to Concord, which is a very tough little half-mile track. And then we're going to head over to Dover with our Indy cars. And then to round out March, we're going to go to Eddie Sevens to Auto Club. And then we're going to go back dirt racing with the NASCAR trucks. So we are absolutely in for an amazing treat as we take a look here at one of our qualifiers of the day. This is going to be Wayne Graves in that number 07 machine. Let's that's the one I'm looking for right here. Austin Oliver, he just made his qualifying laps here. Zachary Tyler, he punches his ticket up to 3rd place. He's looking to better this lap here. And he just needs to cut just a little bit off here as Justin Day goes to the top of it. Whoa, hold on to it, Tyler. As he will come out a little bit slower than his previous time here. We got Ryan McClurg in that number 43 machine. He's coming around to start his 2nd lap. He's currently sitting 8th on the leaderboard. Let's see if he can better his lap time here on the exit of turn number 4. Taps the wall. That lap will not count for that driver, as even just getting a simple 0x will take away your lap time, unfortunately. Jonathan Day in that 80 machine, he is still circling around, just getting a little bit of laps here. He's already gone through all of his laps here. He's just getting in some final practice here, and we'll watch him here for just a little bit. See if Brian Cook, David Forch, or Michael Ware hit the track. All right, so he will finish up his qualifying session there. And it looks like right now, Justin Day, he is back on top of the board exactly. Yeah, probably just about where he finished up last week. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and now it is absolutely go time. And let's go ahead and take a look at your starting lineup for these 80 laps here around the beautiful Bristol Motor Speedway. Starting on the pole, it's going to be Justin Day in that number 10 machine, and to his outside, Austin Oliver in the number 23. Row number 2, you got Willie Smith starting on the inside, and Zachary Tyler in that number 29 machine will be to his outside. Row number 3, number 80, Jonathan Day will be joined by Robert Sheen in that 00 machine. John Sheen will be on the inside of row number 4 in that number 1 machine, followed by Brian Day in the 70. Row number 5, Stephen Blevins in that number 51 machine will be joined by Ryan McClurg in that number 43. Row number 6, Jason Rushing in that number 78, followed by Isaiah Adams in that number 11. Nolan McClurg in that number 16 will be joined by the 73 of Blake Hewlett. Row number 8, Stephen Linger in the number 91, followed by Brad G in that number 7 machine. We're inside row number 9, Wayne Graves in that 07 will be joined by Riley Watts in that number 44. Row number 10 will make up the 06 of David Forch and Brian Cook in the number 87. And row 11 will be the number 75 of Michael Ware as we get ready to take on this high, fast-paced speedway of Bristol, aka the last Coliseum. Let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we are in for an absolute treat. As these drivers will head out here on to the high banks of Bristol Motor Speedway for the first of 2 pace laps. Here comes the field now. Back down the front straightaway, back up into turn number 1. As we're going to get ready to go green flag racing now, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. I hope you guys are absolutely ready, because I know that I am. Out of turn number 4, we are now waiting for that pace car to dip off. The pace car is off, and round number 2 of the Average Joe Racing League, we are green flag here at Bristol Motor Speedway, as these drivers are now running all over this track. One car up into the wall. He will keep it straight. That be the 00 Robert Sheen, as they are now looking to go 3 wide here on the exit turn number 2. Oh, one driver around. That's going to be the 87 machine. And up on top of the wall goes the number 70 of Brian Day. So Brad G and that number 7 machine, Brian Day and Michael Ware all involved in this, along with Nolan McClurg. And that will bring out our first caution here on the 2nd lap. Oh, the 70 almost upside down. Let's try to get ourselves a better look here at the what happened with the number 70 of Brian Day. Down, he hits it. He's going backwards and back right up across the track. Down onto all 4s. Luckily, the 70, he stayed on all 4s. Brad G also got a little bit of airborne there as well. But let's go ahead and go back and take right on board here with Nolan McClurg. And let's go back and see what he saw coming to the incident in front. He just got tapped right there in the side, and from that point, he had absolutely no control over his car. Probably one of the absolute worst feelings that you can have as a race car driver. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to give a quick shout out to Whiplash Sim Cams, giving you these beautiful views that we get to enjoy here today. Also, I would like to give a shout out to our main sponsors. Let me see where I can grab that here. Pretty much Down the Rabbit Hole podcast. These guys, part of Down the Rabbit Hole. Let me tell you what, guys, it's a very fun podcast. You guys really got to go and give it a good listen, because I've really enjoyed it. You know, I know that he sent it to me. Yeah, I'm not showing where he sends it to me, but let me tell you what, you guys, down the rabbit hole, they talk about everything and anything, conspiracy theories, things that just doesn't make sense in the world, and you never know, you may not come back up from that rabbit hole. So definitely go listen to them on wherever you get your podcasts. Down the rabbit hole, as we are getting ready to go back green flag. You can also scan that QR code right there on your screen, and we are back green flag racing right here at Bristol Motor Speedway. As these drivers are now rocketing once again here out of turn number 2, back down the back straightaway into turn number 3. You guys, things happen so fast here. I talk about what's happening on turn number 2, and I'm ready to talk about what's happening in turn number 5. Wait a second, we don't have a turn number 5. That's how fast things happen here. I get my numbers all mixed up, but let me tell you what, these drivers know how to put on a great show. Really good side-by-side racing here between Jason Rushing and Ryan McClurg, as McClurg, he will take over that night spot on the exit of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Justin Day, your race leader, trying to hold off Willie Smith in that number 3 Goodwrench machine as they dive back down here into turns number 1 and 2, back down this back straightaway. The 80, Jonathan Day, he will go ahead and tag the wall on the exit, but he's able to keep that number 29 Zachary Tyler right behind him. As you see Willie Smith taking a dive on the inside here of your race leader. He will get around him down the back, down the back straightaway. And now here comes that number 80 of Jonathan Day, also taking a run here on the inside. And now Day will go ahead and we'll make that complete pass on Day, and now here comes Zachary Tyler making a run on Justin Day. Justin Day having issues holding on to that outside lane. The grip is just not there just yet. So as they make their way around turns 1 and 2, back down the back straightaway, Zachary Tyler, he will clear Justin Day for that 3rd spot. And now Day, he's going to stick his nose right back down to that yellow line where he needs to be, as they will come across start finish line back up into turn number 1 to start lap number 14. Down the back straightaway once again, everybody currently single foul. Let's come back here where there's a little bit of action going on between that 06 and the 78 of David Forch and Jason Rushing. These two drivers duking it out back here for just about that 12th spot. It don't matter what position you run, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about having fun. And that's exactly what this series is all about. Jumping back here to that number 70 of Brian Day. He's trying to make an attack here on Nolan McClurg and that number 16. All-day racing driver Brian Day trying to find a way to turn this race around. As you see Nolan McClurg making a run now here on the inside of Blake Hewlett. And Nolan McClurg, he will go ahead and clear him here on the exit turn 2. Hewlett gets a little bit sideways, but he will keep it facing straight as they dive back down into turn number 3. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we're on working lap number 18. Let's go ahead and come back up here to Willie Smith, car number 3. He is your current race leader as they're coming to start in lap number 19. These guys quickly circling around this track at just about 16 seconds a lap. That's how fast you are here around this track. Was it like? Well, let's go ahead and ride on board now here with Willie Smith. I don't like that view. Let's choose this view right here as he comes out of turn number 2 back down into turn number 3 and 4. Listen to him play with that throttle just a little bit. You are off the throttle for less than 2 seconds as you want to keep your momentum right there on that inside lane. Let me tell you what, he's doing a phenomenal job as we have ridden on board already for 2 laps with him. Let's go ahead and come back out as we take a good look here at that number 3 Goodrich Chevy as he dives back down here into turns 1 and 2. Right back behind them, let's pull out a little bit more. Zachary Tyler trying to hold off that number 10 Justin Day, but Day, he was able to get back around Zachary Tyler for that 3rd spot. And Justin Day, Zachary Tyler, he is not done yet with that 3rd position. He's right there on the back bumper of Day, looking to try to make something happen, but he can't get to the back bumper as they rocket themselves here through turns 1 and down 3, 4, back down to 1 and 2. As you see, they are now starting to get a little bit of separation here between them as your race leaders are quickly approaching the back end of the field, beginning with Riley Watts in that number 44 machine. Another lap completed here as these drivers continue to make laps. Let's circle around the field, see what we can do about finding some good action-packed racing. We've got Steven Linger here in the number 91 trying to hold off the 07 Wayne Graves as they will go side by side out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. He will go ahead and just give it over to Wayne Graves. But it looks like that number 91, he still has some damage from something that happened earlier on in the race. I'm not exactly sure what, but it did not pop up here in my my feed. But he does have some damage to that right front tire area, and that's going to cause him to lose a lot of time. Let's jump back here to this number 44 of Riley Watts. He also has a lot of damage to the right front area of his tires, and that right there is our race leader. So now your race leader, Willie Smith, has caught your first lap down car as the 44, he will stay high and allow the drivers get around him. As you see, they get super loose out of turn number 4. As we see more side-by-side racing here, one car goes right up back behind. That's the 00 of Robert Sheen. He went up the track right behind the lap car and he fell back 2 spots. These drivers need to be very careful about trying to pass these lap down cars, because if they're not careful, anything will happen. Still really great side-by-side racing here as we work lap number 33, coming to a lap of 34. Still really good side-by-side racing back here now. Ryan McClure, he is trying to hold off that number 23 of Austin Oliver. And now David Forch, he's attacking Isaiah Adams on the inside. And now he's getting alongside Austin Oliver. He's starting to move his way up into that 8th spot. And now David Forch, he has his eyes set on that number 43 of Ryan McClure. Oh, we got trouble behind him. The 11 and the 23 around. The 14 involved. One car unable to stop. That's going to be the 73 of Blake Hewlett. As there's major, still more contact coming out of turn number 4. Austin Oliver, Robert Sheen, all involved in this one. We're going to have to come back here and take a look, see what happened as we caught the back end of that. Let's go ahead and come here right on board. It looks like the 23 of Austin Oliver, he got turned, and just here comes the rest of the field. Austin Oliver, ow. The 78 of Jason Rushing, not able to avoid contact there. Now let's come back out and take a look and see what happened. Let's get a better view of it, I should say, from this view here. Yeah, the 73, he just, the 23, he gets turned by the 11. The 73 up into the wall. And then here comes the 78. Just coming out absolutely nowhere and clobbering the 23. But just like that, ladies and gentlemen, that is how fast things can and will happen here. As you you see Austin Oliver now coming down, getting his fast repair. So these drivers, they do have at least one fast repair to their name. So Blake Hewlett, Ryan McClurg, Zachary Tyler, and Steve Blevins. And that number 51, I believe those are all the drivers that decided to stay out. Let me come back here. Let me double check that. Let's see. Oh no, so everybody came down except Blake Hewlett in that number 73 machine. So Blake Hewlett, who was just involved in that incident, he is now out front with a lot of damage to his front right hand side. Not sure how bad that's going to affect not sure how bad that is going to be affecting him, but it's definitely going to be very interesting to see how that will end up actually affecting him in the long run here. Alrighty, and we are back. Green flag racing here at Bristol. Blake Hewlett out to a decent lead here. As you see that number 29, Zachary Tyler, quickly making work of that 73 machine. Blake Hewlett getting a little bit sideways there, as he is now under attack by the rest of the field on fresher tires. And here comes Ryan McClurg to his inside, followed by Justin Day, Steve Blevins, and Willie Smith all right behind, looking to attack on that number 73 of Blake Hewlett for that second, third, and fourth spots. A one car hard into the outside wall, and that's going to bring out our caution. One car's backwards. That's going to be the 23 machine of Austin Oliver. Brad G involved here once again, and it looks like it's going to be that number 91 of Steven Linger involved here, as these drivers are still trying to get going. Here comes the field. The 91 doing the right thing by just sitting there waiting for this field to come by him. And let's come back here. Let's take a look, see what happened to bring out our yellow flag of this day. Oh, that looked like it started with the 23 machine, actually, of Austin Oliver. Let's come back here. Let's take a look. Man, that just happened so fast. Let's try to slow it down just a little bit here. Yeah, so that 23 machine, he just he jacks up to 7, trying to avoid that number 1 machine, I believe, of John Sheen, after he hit the wall on the exit of turn 2, and that just caused a big stack up behind him. And that is pretty much all she wrote here, as you see more drivers avoiding. Could have been a lot worse than what it was. Alrighty, that number 29 machine, Zachary Tyler, out front, and he will lead the field back to the green flag. So Blake Hewlett in that number 73, he decided to go ahead and come on down pit road, get some service done to his machine, as the lights are now off on the iRacing pace car. And now we're going to double it up. Ryan McClurg will join Zachary Tyler on the front row here for this restart. Justin Day, Willie Smith will make up row number 3. Row number 2, I'm sorry. I'm one row ahead of myself. And then David Fortune Blevins will make up row number 3. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, pace car getting ready to come back down and into the restart zone, and the 29 kind of waits till the last second and he takes off, but the 43 of Ryan McClurg, he's actually going to stay right there with him as they hit the banking here in turns 1 and 2. Right behind them, side by side for that third spot, Willie Smith trying to hold off, but the 43, he's actually holding him up. The Willie Smith, he's going to come down the track as he's trying to follow that 10 through along the inside. But right now, McClurg holding strong on the outside here. And here comes that 51 now. Stephen Blevins looking to make a run on the 06 of Forch. And contact. These two cars up into the outside wall, but no, caution will come out as they will go ahead and pick it back up. 30 laps to go this time by. Right now, Zachary Tyler out front. It's actually long out front with a good 30-40 car lengths in front of Willie Smith and Stephen Blevins. Catching up here with Robert Sheen and Jason Rush. Jason Rushing in the 78 machine as they duke it out back here for that 10th spot. Still side by side. Rushing still trying to make it work on the outside lane. He has a good run, but not able to keep it side by side there with that 00 of Sheen. And so Sheen, he will take over that 10th spot. Let's track back up here towards the front. Nolan McClurg, he is looking to start making a run here on Stephen Blevins as he is just ever so foot by foot getting closer and closer to the back bumper of that number 51 machine. Right now, these drivers are putting down really good, wicked laps. As we get a good look here at Nolan McClurg in that number 16, and Isaiah Adams, he is now looking to make a run here on the inside. Not able to make anything happen, but now the yellow flag is out. Jason Rushing, I believe he had issues as he is now making his way down pit road. Not sure if that's what brought out our caution or not, but we will go back and we'll take a quick look together. Yes, he got loose coming out of a turn number 4, I believe. And luckily he was already at the, turn 2. He was already at the commitment line, and he will go ahead and bring his car down. Yeah, and he will not get a penalty for an unsafe entry into the pits. So really good quick hands there by Jason Rushing to keep his car clean. And now he's going to be able to come back out and rejoin your field after getting some damage fixed on that Down the Rabbit Hole Racing number 78 machine. We are working our 4th caution here at Bristol. Zachary Tyler so far able to hold off the entire field, but Willie Smith, he's very fast in that number 3 machine so far, as he's shown to be one of the fastest competitors out here. Stephen Blevins in that number 51 machine also showing very strong pace. Nolan McClurg as well. He's moved up 9 spots since we've gone green. But as of right now, our biggest movers, David Forch in that number 06 machine, along with that 87 of Brian Cook. They are both up 13 spots since we went green flag racing just about 60 laps ago. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, we're now coming down into the final 20 laps. All right, we are now doubling it up again, ladies and gentlemen. That means we're going to go back green flag racing next time by. Zachary Tyler to the inside, Willie Smith to his outside, Stephen Blevins, Nolan McClurg make up row number 2. Pace car is off, and we are getting back into the restart zone, and the green flag is up at the outside lane. Is starting to stack up, but they keep everybody facing straight. Once again, Zachary Tyler gets out to a really good lead here on this restart. And now Blevins trying to hold off the outside lane of Willie Smith. He will take it over that second spot. But here comes Isaiah Adams in that number 11. He's trying to make some noise up here in the top 3. Not able to make anything of it. He's going to drop in line in that 4th spot. And now Nolan McClurg in that number 16. He has to try to find a way to make his way back up into the top 3. He is right there on the back bumper of Isaiah Adams, but he's not able to make anything of it at the moment. Blake Hewlett in that number 73 machine having a little issues in the back, but he will keep it straight here. Let's jump back here to this number 10 machine of Justin Day. He is fighting strong with Jonathan Day directly behind him. As he is trying to make a run here on John Sheen in that number 1 machine. Is not able to do anything with it as of yet, so they will go ahead and continue to run single file here. 15 laps to go, coming to 14 to go this time by. These laps quickly winding down here for your race leaders, and nobody's at this time really trying to make a run. I think they're all trying to save their tires for the time being. But here comes Stephen Blevins in that number 51 machine. He's going to try to make a run here on Zachary Tyler by the end of this. But he's going to have to try to make that move very soon, as laps are quickly coming down. As this time by, we have 12 laps to go. Blevins now on the back bumper of Zachary Tyler. Is he going to give him a good old push, and the caution will come out? Blake Hewlett in that number 73 machine. He is facing the wrong direction. He's going to go ahead and get that machine turned around. Let's come back here. Oh, hate having to do it this way, but we're going to go back here just a quick moment. Yes, so Blevins got down below that yellow line, upset his car, and he'll just bring it hard into that inside wall as your race leaders come out of a turn number 4, and that's where your caution will fly. Alrighty, looks like we have one driver electing to come down pit road here in the closing laps. That's going to be the 75 of Michael Ware. He's going to get some fresh tires put on his machine, and maybe, just maybe, he's going to be able to make up a couple positions with those fresh tires. As you see that 51 of Stephen Blevins fooling his competitors by trying to act like he was going to come down pit road. As we do have Riley Watts, I believe, in that number 44 machine getting your lucky dog position. So that's going to bring him back on to the lead lap here at Bristol. And now we are going to come to the 1 to go signal this time. Lights are off once again here on the iRacing. Oh no, I'm sorry. We still got 2 laps to go. I'm a little bit ahead of myself here. currently your top 10, ladies and gentlemen: Zachary Tyler, Stephen Blevins, Willie Smith, Isaiah Adams, Nolan McClurg, David Forch, Brian Cook, Brian Day, John Sheen, and Justin Day will round out your top 10. And right behind Justin Day in 11th, it's going to be Jonathan Day. So the Day fam is trying to get all of their drivers up into the top 10. So one of those drivers in front, they're going to need a, I guess John Sheen, he has to be careful before he gets booted out by the Day family. All right, guys, now the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. We're going to go back green flag racing with just about 6 laps to go. And things are about to get good. Zachary Tyler has to be careful by not jumping the start. Stephen Blevins, he has to make sure he doesn't jump the start, as they will now come here through turns 3 and 4 into the restart zone. The green flag is out once again here at Bristol. Everybody gets a much better restart. That Zachary Tyler machine, he will clear the outside lane, and so will Willie Smith in that number 3. And now the battle is on back here for that 3rd spot, as we've got cars coming around here out of turn number 4. Up into the wall goes that 51 of Blevins. Now Isaiah Adams, he will take over that 3rd spot. Oh, we've got Zachary Tyler getting sideways out of turn number 1. I'm sorry, turn 2. Here comes a Willie Smith. He's looking to make a run here on the high side. He's looking to take over the race lead here with 4 laps to go. Still side by side for the race lead. Oh, he gets turned. The 29 up in the air, and now pure chaos up here in turns 3 and 4. At this point, I believe almost everybody is involved except Brad G. He was, or I'm not sure if that was Brad G. Somebody, I believe that was, could have been Michael Ware. Somebody slowed up, missed all the action. But let me tell you what, that 29 has got to be absolutely livid, as he is now coming around. He's going to go ahead and stay out instead of coming down pit road. That was not the entrance to pit road. All right, now the pits are open. Now he's going to bring his number 29 Pennzoil machine back down pit road, use up his fast repair, but this is not what the 29 wanted whatsoever. Let's go back here and take a look, see what happened. The 3 gets up into the wall, comes down just a little bit. It gets the 29 up in the air after hitting the wall there, and then Blevins absolutely nowhere to go. The 16 nowhere to go. Nolan McClurg, the 87, the 70, the 1 machine is around, the 80 getting involved. Jonathan, that's Jonathan Day getting involved there. The 43 machine of Ryan McClurg not able to squeeze by. The 75 also slowing down here not to get caught up in the wreck. But man, let me tell you what, here comes that 73 machine just making his way around the outside, along with the 07 of Wayne Graves. So a lot of good drivers involved in this one, including that 29 machine of Zachary Tyler. All right, white, or one more lap to, oh no, we are not doubling up just yet. The lights on the pace car are still on, as they will circle around here 3 and 4, and now the iRacing lights, pace car lights will go off this time by. Alrighty, there they are off, and we are going to have our first green white checkered. Isaiah Adams, Stephen Blevins. These guys are going to give it their all here on this restart. As long as Isaiah Adams gets a great restart, he could definitely hold off Blevins. The pace car is off into the restart zone, and we are green flag once again here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Again, Isaiah Adams off to a really good start there, but so does Blevins. He's able to quickly get down behind as we have issues. One car back here up into the wall as we come here through turns 3 and 4. The 11 machine sees the white flag. The last lap, Isaiah Adams just has to hold off Stephen Blevins. Day, he is around. Big, huge pile up here in turn number 2. Huge wreck, but Isaiah Adams out of turn number 4. White, checkered flag in the air. Isaiah Adams, Stephen Blevins, and Brian Cook will be your top 3 as we still have mayhem here on the back straightaway. The one car will get clobbered, and now some of these drivers are still trying to pull away from the incident scene here. Now I'm sure these guys here are just having a little bit of fun. 43 finally able to get going. Michael Ware finally able to come around as well. The 80 machine, he's able to come around here as well. And I believe that will bring everybody across the start finish line. But ladies and gentlemen, Isaiah Adams, your race winner here at Bristol in that number 11 Ford Performance Mustangish, as he will go ahead and burn it down here on the front wall. As now he is going to start getting some smoke put out. Isaiah Adams, ladies and gentlemen, he will be your race winner. Let's go back to and see what happened there after we took the white flag. I got to find out first where it started. Oh, it started up with the 70, it looks like. So the 70, he gets turned, and then all heck just breaks loose from there. Oh, the 70 almost going fully upside down. The 10 car, he's still up there, up in the air. The 80 machine up in the air. The 1 is up in the air. The 70 still up in the air. The 06, he's up in the air now. I don't know, I think almost everybody at this point was up in the air here on the final lap. You know, let's come back here. Let's take a look here at it one last time. Oof. Everybody here in the back half of the field got involved, I think, except for that 73 machine of Blake Hewlett. He might have been able to sneak his way around. So let's come back here. Let's take a look. And we'll ride on board here with Blake Hewlett. And we'll see what he saw coming up on the incident. Let's make sure we get a good view of it here. I believe it's this view is what I'm looking for. Alright, and this is on board here with Blake Hewlett. Really good heads up driving there by Blake Hewlett, and they're still wrecking up here in turns 3 and 4. And to the checkered flag. That's some really good smart driving there by Blake Hewlett. let's go ahead and take a look real quick at our race results before we talk with our top three. Isaiah Adams, he will bring home the race win in that number 11 machine. Stephen Blevins, he'll come home second. Brian Cook for Rabbit Hole Motorsports will bring it home third. Willie Smith and Nolan McClurg will round out your top five. Zachary Tyler, Riley Watts, David Forch, Rain Graves, and Brad G will round out your top 10. 11th is going to be Brian Day. Robert Sheen will come home 12th. 13th, Michael Ware. John Sheen will come home 14th. 15th is going to be Jonathan Day. Ryan McClurg, I'm showing 16th, 17th. Jason Rushing 18th. Blake Hewlett 19th. Stephen Linger will bring home 20th. And Austin Oliver, he will round out your field here. What an incredible turn of events here, ladies and gentlemen. And now let's go and talk with our race winners. Alrighty, your third place, Brian Cook, driver of that number 87 machine. Brian Cook, this is Mike up at the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Beautiful. Brian, what a really good run here for you today. Up 17 spots since we took the green flag, and you avoided chaos, snuck through a couple wrecks, and here you are. How was your day? And tell us about you coming up to the front in that number 87 machine.
Yeah, that was the plan. I didn't qualify. I didn't have a lot of good speed, so I didn't want to get up in the middle and be in the way. And so I just said I'll start out back and dodged a few of the big ones there. Kept it clean, kept tires on it. I only took 2 right sides on the pit stop there. It was, enough to keep me up front there. And yeah, pulled off a back-to-back top 3 here. So super good night for me. And I thought this would be a fun car, and I think it turned out to be exciting for everybody.
Oh yeah, I absolutely love running these late model cars. They're definitely a blast. What's your thoughts about heading into Wild West next week in the Pro 2s?
Yeah, I ran those getting my dirt license up, and so that track is it's not an easy track. I don't want to underestimate it, but it is one that I'm familiar with. And if you know the lefts and the rights and kind of the timing, I think it's an advantage. So looking forward to that one. I think that one's probably going to be a lot more. We might have to turn off fast repairs and damage for that one. It might have to be. It's going to be wild. Yeah.
I mean, it's Wild West for a reason. And Brian, before we let you go, is there anybody out there that you would like to thank?
Yeah, same. My wife, man, she's holding it down with my 2-year-old, letting me do this. He's a little fussy today, so it's been a little rough today around the house. But she lets me do this, and it always feels good when you can come out and pull off a podium.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations on your third place, and we'll see you next week over at Wild West.
Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 87 machine, Brian Cook, coming home third. Let's go ahead and bring up Stephen Blevins, driver of that number 51 machine. Stephen, this is Mike up at the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got a copy.
Man, Steven, what a absolute crazy run for you today. You came up 7 spots, avoided a bunch of chaos, but man, let me tell you what, that number 51 machine was fast all night long. How was the track treating you? And man, what could you have done with Adams there on that final restart?
Oh man, I was tore up at the end, so I had nothing for him. I was just trying to get a jump on him, but couldn't. So just glad to hold on to second there. Track was actually pretty good. More fun than expected. I didn't get much practice time. I just got home before the race, so turned out to be good, man. Had a lot of fun. So
yeah, definitely a lot of fun out here. Well, next week we're gonna be heading Wild West, and with the Pro 2s. What's your thoughts about next week, and what are you gonna have to do to bring home a victory there?
Oh, I'm looking forward to that one. That's what I thought we were running tonight. I got mixed up there. I was, was ready to jump into that. I was like, oh no, it's Bristol. So, get out there in the jumpy trucks, man, and have some fun.
Absolutely can't wait for that. It's going to be an absolute blast to call from up here. And before I let you go, Steven, is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, man. Shout out to the family, man, for the wife letting me do this after just getting home, and you guys for putting on the stream, Jay and Brian for putting on the league, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate it, you guys.
Absolutely, Steven. And congratulations on your second place, and we'll see you next week in the Wild West.
Yeah, man. See you there. Thanks.
All right, before we talk with your race winner, let's go ahead and bring up Zachary Tyler, driver of that number 29 machine. Zach, this is Mike up at the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, sir.
All right, Zach, lay it on me, brother. You had a wicked fast car all day. The second to the last restart. Very strong, hard racing between you and Willie Smith. And just unfortunately, you both ended up in the wall. Talk us through what you felt and saw through all that, and just how fast was your car today?
Yeah, it was fun. Like, I had never raced these cars before, especially at Bristol. And man, if I would have came in here and figured I would be like one of the fastest, I never in a million years would have guessed that. So that was crazy. And to actually lead a bunch of laps was also crazy. But classic me, I took away wins all the time. So I had, the position. I had, I knew they couldn't pass me on the outside, I felt like. But I got a little, too off the bottom coming out of 2. And he, at the same time, Willie was loose coming off of 2, coming down the track. Met in the middle, just got turned. Sucked. But, it was fun. It's supposed to be a fun league, and I had a blast. And somehow still managed to get a P6 out of it after all the stuff that happened on the last lap. They're pretty wrecking. So, good day all in all.
Yeah, it was an absolute blast to watch, and definitely sucks seeing you get turned there. But, that was just really good hard racing between you guys. But next week, man, we're heading up to Wild West in the Pro 2s. What's it going to take for you to bring home a win over in Wild West?
A freaking miracle. I have no idea how those cars are going to work. Dirt and me don't really get along. So, Asteroid, maybe the flu, keeping everybody at home so they can't race. I don't know. I need everything in the world to, all the help in the world to get that happen. For me to, maybe I can have someone sign on my account and they can do it for me. I don't know.
Alrighty, guys. So next week, Zachary will be doing the broadcast for you guys. I'll be taking his. No, I'm kidding.
Man, you're better than me. More power to you, man. I'll take it. I'll be gladly change spots with you.
But Zachary, before we head over to Wild West, brother, is there anybody you would like to give a shout out to?
Just my wife is always taking care of my 1-year-old right now. Who's I may heard her crying in the background. She's a little fussy. She's tired. Wants to go to bed, but she doesn't want to go to bed. So I gotta, now I'm gonna have to tag in and help get her to sleep. So.
Heck yeah, nothing like the family life, man. Nothing like the family life.
You're right.
But congratulations on a really good, strong run today. You did end up coming home 6th, which really definitely helps at the end. But yeah, congratulations there, and we'll see you next week, buddy.
Yeah, sounds great. I'm just happy to have fun, and I hope it was a good show for y'all, and appreciate talking to you.
Absolutely, Zachary. We'll see you next week, bud.
See you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 29 machine. Now let's go ahead and bring up your race winner, the number 11, Isaiah Adams. Isaiah, it's Mike up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Isaiah, man, what an incredible run for you. You came back from 11 spots back and brought home the win with a very unfortunate situation there with the 3 and 29 machine. But how was your run overall? And, man, what did it take for you to sneak by the race leaders when they were crashing it right in front of you?
Well, I got here 15 seconds before the race started, so I didn't really get too much practice on it. I ran my qualifying, got, I think, 11th or 12th. I was kind of just hoping to wrap the bottom and make my way up to the front, and it happened. Then it's going to be a pretty good race between the top 5 there, and they got into it, and I somehow just snuck by it.
Yeah, definitely. It was really interesting to watch all day long. At the first part of the race, we really didn't mention you much, and then here you are at the back end of the race, and hey, look, here comes Isaiah Adams in that 11. But man, what a just incredible run for you. what's the odds of you going back-to-back wins next week when we hit the jumpity jumps over at Wild West in the Pro 2s?
It's pretty low. I ain't never really ran that track. I've ran those truck once, so it's gonna take some luck for me to pull that one off.
Yeah, definitely, and well, we definitely look forward to seeing what you can do there. But is there anybody that you would like to thank before I let you go today?
I just want to thank my dad in there listening and watching us right now.
Alrighty. Well, congratulations on your race win here at Bristol, Isaiah, and we look forward to seeing you next week over at Wild West.
I appreciate it, man.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that was your race winner, the driver of that number 11 machine, Isaiah Adams. Ladies and gentlemen, that was an absolute blast to watch. If you guys really enjoyed that here today, you guys come back next week when we go live from Wild West, when we take our Pro 2 trucks and we go jumpity jumps over the hills of that course. If you guys never seen it before, you guys are in for an absolute treat. One of my favorite courses to run with the Pro 2s. It's maybe a little track, but it's a very technical track, so if you don't mind your P's and Q's, you're in for disaster. But congratulations to our top three of Isaiah Adams, Steve Blevins, and Brian Cook to bring home your top three. But that will do it for us today, ladies and gentlemen, right here for the Average Joe's Sim Racing League. I'm Mike Taylor up here at the booth. Thank you guys so much for joining us right here on Sensational TV, powered by iRacing. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you scan that QR code. I will let it cycle through one last time after it disappears and comes back. But you guys go check out that podcast. It is absolutely mind-blowing on some of the stuff that they talk about. And I found one of my new favorite podcasts. So again, ladies and gentlemen, that's Down the Rabbit Hole podcast. We'll wait for that to come up one more time. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week when we go jumpity jumps over at the Wild West Motorsports Complex. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm Mike Taylor. And always remember, no matter what you do in life, ladies and gentlemen, have fun doing it. And if it's not fun, well, you go and make it fun. Until next time, you have yourself a beautiful time zone.
Sensational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.